All right, for more on all of this, let's bring in Pennsylvania Congressman and member of the House Ways and Means Committee, Mike Kelly. Congressman, all right, your overall reaction to what we saw announced yesterday, especially in the auto tariff realm?
Well, I think anytime there's any type of a disruption in any market, people start to wonder, well, how is this going to affect me? And meaning at the end of the day, who is the consumer? What is the consumer willing to pay for whatever he or she is buying? I will just tell you this, for years, and World War II, we saved the world, and then we opened up our economy to the world, say, we're going to get you back on your feet. You go ahead, you can produce, you can come in, we'll share our market with you. And unfortunately, there is truly nothing, guys, as you know, that's built entirely in America. It's just not. There's a global parts chain. I'm a Chevrolet dealer, I'm a Hyundai dealer, I'm a Kia dealer, I'm a Toyota dealer, I'm a Mitsubishi dealer. All of those vehicles, at some time or another, touch altogether different places. And so when we talk about that, the question is then, what is the 25% tariff going to be on? Is it going to be on the parts? Is it going to be the final assembly? Where is the tariff come in? Very difficult thing to separate out right now. Are prices going to go up? Probably. I got to tell you, my family's been in this business since 1953. I remember every time there was a new car announcement, the prices went up. So I think we're used to products going up. And at the end of the day, the consumer determines whether he or she is still in the market to buy whatever it is that you're selling. So I'm not pushing the panic button. I'm not running around with my hair on fire. I'm just saying, look, you know what? Let's wait to see how it actually shakes out. I will tell you this. Our markets are open to anybody in the world. If you want to participate in America's economy, come here, build it here, have American workers put it together. I have no problem. And someday, if you all want, I'll take you to Hyundai and I'll take you to Kia in Alabama and Georgia. We'll take you through the South. The South is a new Detroit, by the way. A lot of new cars are being built down there. I think there's kind of a, oh my God, everything's changing. It's not changing.
Now, that was my whole point that earlier in the day is that BMW builds SUVs in South Carolina and exports them to the rest of the world. But if you slap a 25% tariff on parts that are being imported for final assembly in South Carolina from around the world, whether imported parts from China, imported engines from Germany, they'll just not export them. They won't assemble them here for export. They'll do it somewhere else. Real quick, Congressman, before we move on, something else.
Sure. Yeah, I know. Look, we've talked about that. There's a global supply chain, and when you're talking about a tariff on, are you putting 25% on an engine that's being produced someplace, or some other part that is essential in the final construction of a vehicle? So I think it's a little difficult to tell right now of how the prices are going to get up and how much of an effect is it going to have on the market. I always say, let's just wait and see. The greatest disruptor that ever sat in the White House is there right now, and his job is to bring jobs back to America. I champion that.
So, Congressman, with the tariff action, it feels to me like the tax cuts are even more urgent now. It's something that has to happen. You certainly cannot have a giant tax increase, trillions of dollars, at the end of the year. How confident are you that at some point in these coming months, Republicans in both chambers are going to get on the same page and get that bill on Trump's desk?
Well, what I'm confident about is the greatest negotiator in the world is sitting in the White House. I would just say this, my party is going to respond both in the House and in the Senate. We are going to come together to fulfill what the president made when he was on the campaign trail, and we're going to do the job that we have to get done so that the American people have more money in their pockets. We're going to make sure we put a lid on this tax so that it doesn't increase and doesn't increase and doesn't increase. And the people that are the most vulnerable, waitresses, people on Social Security, people that are working overtime, that they get to keep more of their hard-earned money.
And that's in the Senate framework, an extra $1.5 trillion for those very tax cuts that you were talking about. Hopefully they'll pass it in the next couple of days. Congressman Mike Kelly, thank you so much for being here, sir. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much.